Have you ever been thinking about being a web developer or just knowing the simple basic stuff about web development? Then this course is for you. This course is for everyone who has the goal to get started as a programmer or as a web developer. So it will give you the basics. At the end of this course, you will be able to build your first website. What is HTML? The Hypertext Markup Language, or HTML, is the standard markup language for documents designed to be displayed in web browser. If you are thinking, what the heck does that mean? Then you should continue the video to discover what that means. So the first thing you need to do is to basically Google VS Code and download the application. If you are on Mac or Windows, just download the right version for you, and after downloading it will look like that. Just open the project, open the folder, and start by writing index.html. So instead of index, you can put basically the name of the file. So you can put like jad.html, you can write whatever. So I will write it index. I will start with index.html because it's the standard way how you call the HTML files. The first thing you want to start with is the HTML tag. So the HTML tag is the main tag of the HTML file. Inside this tag, you have the head tag, which is the head of the HTML, and then you have the body tag. And the body is usually what you are seeing on the screen. So to make stuff easier, I would recommend you to download an extension on VS Code, which is called Go Live. It's basically this one. Just download it. After downloading it, be sure to click on Go Live, and then you will be live. So as you see, our HTML page now is empty because our body is empty. So now, just as a test, whatever you write here, it will appear on the page. I'm just zooming in to let you see. So inside the body, you have different tags. One of these tags is the header tag. The header tag could be represented by h1, and then this is a heading. And then you have another type of tags, for example the h2 tag, which is basically just a bit smaller. And then for sure you have h3, h4, h5 and h6. Now if you save and look at the browser, you will see you have different headings now. This is a heading, and you'll see the different size of the heading. From 1 to 6 is the different sizes of the headings. So after that, we can write a paragraph tag. In this paragraph tag, you write basically anything you want. So for example, I will fill out like something randomly, and you will see that this is a paragraph. Now inside the head tag, there is a tag called title. This title tag will be representing what is written here. So if you write my first web page, you will find it's changing too. How to use hyperlinks in HTML. So the first thing that we want to do, we want to create this HTML file. I called it simply html_links.html. We want to have the HTML tag, the head tag, and the body tag. In our body tag, we will write our code. Just to check our page before we write anything, as you see, it's empty and having the title hyperlink. We will start writing our hyperlink using the A tag. The A tag has href attribute. This href attribute should contain usually the URL that you want to target. In our case, let's target youtube.com. And in between the closing and the opening of the A tag, you write the word that you wanna let appear on the screen. So now, obviously, when you click on YouTube, it will take you to YouTube. Let's get back. Now, what if you want the URL that you wanna target to open a new tab? You simply use the target attribute. You basically give it the value blank. Now, if you click YouTube one more time, you will see that it opened a new tab. Now, what if you want to make a hyperlink to target a relative page? It's the same thing. Let's start by creating this relative page and call it target page.html. I will copy the same page and just write here a heading, h1 heading, I am the target page. And now we obviously want to target this page in the href. You write the /, that means we are in the same directory, and then you choose that you want to target the target page.html. Now let's check it together. If we click target page, we open I'm the target page. And as you see, it's still opening in a new tab just because we still have the attribute target with the value /blank. Now what if you wanna get back from this relative page? We can basically create another link. Let's just copy the same link we have in the HTML links in the target page, and instead of targeting the target page, we target our first page, which is HTML links. Now by clicking target page, we target the new page in a new tab. So let's give it the name of back home. Now as you see, we have home page, which has a link to the target page. If we click on it, it takes us to the target page, and in the target page we have this back home button, which opens the home page in a new tab. Just to make stuff better, I will remove this opening in new tabs. To do that, I will just remove the attribute target /blank. Now our page will look like that. We click on target page, it opens the target page. We click back home, it gets back home. And this is the magic of hyperlinks in HTML. I will be explaining how to put images in your HTML page. So as you see, we have the simple code as usual. We have the head containing a title, and then we have the body containing an H2 heading. If we want to take a look at the website, it looks basically like that: mind awake, body asleep. So we'll start by using the image tag. And as you see, the image tag has two main attributes: the source attribute and the alternative attribute. Source attribute will give it the source of the image that we have. So we'll start by /, which means in this directory we are in. And then I will just grab this photo that I have here, which is Mr. Robot photo. Let's check now what we'll see. And then you'll see Mr. Robot. As you see, it's a huge picture. So the second thing that we want to do before the alternative attribute is the width. So let's give it a width of 300 pixels. Check it out. So now our photo looks smaller. For sure, you have the attribute of height too. Then you can give it a height 300 pixels. As you see, the photo is messed up. We just smashed the aspect ratio. That's why whenever you have a photo, you want to be sure that one of the height or the width is automatic, so the aspect ratio of the photo stays the same. Now the alt attribute is basically an alternative if the photo is for a reason not more on the server. So let me give you an example. Let's start by giving this photo, this image, an alternative. So Mr. Robot. Now as you see, the photo is still there, but if we delete the photo, let's just imagine that the photo is deleted for a reason. I will just delete the photo. If we check now, as you see here, the alternative or the text which is written is Mr. Robot. Now if we change this text, or if we just keep it empty, we'll see that nothing will be written. And that's why you want to write something there just as an alternative if the image doesn't exist for any reason. Now let me get the image back. Let's use a trick here. Because we've learned already the hyperlinks, we can add a link here, and this link could be to the trailer of Mr. Robot. So I'll put the link here, and then I will be putting the image tag inside the A tag. In this case, the image will be the trigger to open this link. Let's try it now. Now as you see, this is how our website looks like. If I click on the image, the trailer of Mr. Robot will open. Keep your mind awake and subscribe my channel to learn more and be a better coder, even if your body is asleep. We will be learning together how to use HTML lists. So as you see, our goal is to have this website. You can tell that there are three types of lists. We have the unordered lists, the ordered lists, and the description list. From the names, you can tell ordered lists are with numbers, unordered are with bullet points, and the description lists are a bit more special. So let's get started. We'll start basically by an empty HTML file having the head and the body tags. In the body, we have the H2 heading. Inside it, we have written an unordered HTML list. That's why we can see this heading on the screen. To use an unordered list in HTML, you start by writing the tag UL, which stands for unordered lists. Inside this list, you have list items. These list items have a tag too. This tag is LI, which stands for list item. Inside it, you can put something like coffee. Then you just copy paste this line. You can write something like water and protein shake. Now if we look at the screen, we'll see we have the coffee, water, and protein shake. As simple as that. Now let's discover the second type of lists, which is the ordered lists. So I will be just copying the same heading, which is an H2 heading, and it will be an ordered list. So we have an ordered HTML list. In this ordered HTML list, we need to change the tag of this list for sure. Instead of UL, we'll write OL, which stands for ordered list. Now inside these, usually we have another type of lists. Let's write something which make more sense. An example for that is wake up on 4 a.m. as the first list item with number 1. Then we have make your bed as the second list item, and meditate. As simple as that. Now if we check here, you will see we have an ordered HTML list, and this ordered HTML list contains 3 list items numbered from 1 to 3. The last and final type of lists is the description list. Let me grab the same heading, description HTML list. We start writing our description list by the tag DL, which stands for description list. In every single description list, we have usually the DT, which defines a term in the description list. So in our case, a good term would be something like Monday training. Now this Monday training should have some description. So that's why we use the DD, and the DD describes this tag. In our case, we can describe the Monday training by legs workout. And if we check now, we'll see like Monday training is legs workout. Now just do the same for Tuesday training, and instead of legs workout, let's just go with chest and biceps workout. Now as you see, we have Monday training as a term, and the description for that term is legs workout. Tuesday training, chest and biceps workout. Let's make things interesting and go and make third data tag, and that would be a challenge on you if you can do it alone. So pause the video if you want to try. Take 5 minutes. Try to put an ordered list as a description for Wednesday training. Now let's solve it together. To do that, we start by writing OL, which is the tag of ordered lists. In this OL, we start by our first list item, which will be basically wake up on 4 a.m. So after waking up on 4 a.m., let's just say make your bed. And after making the bed, let's just go for a run. And here we go. Let's check now what we have. Now the description of this description tag is itself an ordered list, and you can for sure go further and just make an unordered list and write whatever in it. So let's say just like wake up without snoozing, that's one. And then the second thing would be like breathe deeply. Then if you check now, you basically have a nested descriptive ordered and unordered list in one code. Cheers. Let's format together our paragraphs in the HTML. So as you see, we have different kinds of formatting in HTML. You can tell you have some bold, italic, emphasized, small, something highlighted, something is deleted, something is inserted, something is subscripted, and something is superscripted. So let's go through them. So we'll get started. The first formatting I'm gonna show you is the bold formatting. We do that by writing the tag B, opening and closing, and in between we write anything. If we check now, we'll see that the text is a bit bolder than usual. So let me show you the usual text. Why not? So to do that, I will just create a paragraph. This paragraph will have like normal, usual paragraph or formatting. Now if we check, there is a difference between the normal, usual formatting and the bold one. Now the second thing that I want to introduce for you is the strong formatting. And usually that gives some strong importance for this text. This text is important. Now we can tell that the texts are in front of each other. The reason behind that, these formatting don't create a break line like the paragraph. So to do that, we can put it inside a paragraph. Let's do that. Or we can just use the tag BR, which make a break line. Now if we check, we see normal, usual formatting, bold formatting, and the strong formatting. So the difference between the bold and the strong is basically that the bold just makes the text bold, but it doesn't give it any importance, although the strong tag give it some importance. And this helps in the SEO, which is the search engine optimization, but that's a bit advanced topic. We'll keep it for later. So now let's check how to make italic text. To do that, I will just write this text is italic. Now if we check, guess what? It will be on the same line. Now I will use the second way to make a line, which is the BR tag. This BR tag, it will break and make a new line. In our case, let's just make 2 breaks just to still have the symmetry. And now let's check the emphasized formatting. To do that, we open the tag AM and we close it, and we write in between something like this text is emphasized. And don't forget, guys, don't forget the break line. I will do it directly 2 times. Let's go. Now you have a way to write a small text. I will start by making a break line here, and let's open the tag small and close it, and inside this I will write basically this text is small. So I hope you can see the difference. If we zoom it a bit, you will be able to see the difference between this one and the usual one. It's a bit smaller. Now let's learn how to mark stuff and highlight them with yellow. So usually the default color of Chrome is yellow. Let's do it. So to do that, I will create now a paragraph. In this paragraph I will be writing the following, and give me your attention, guys. Give me your attention here. It's very important. Want to write the following. Do not forget to subscribe. Coding with Shad. Now, as you see, do not forget to subscribe. Coding with Shad. Do not forget to subscribe, guys. Now, let's highlight and mark Code with Shad. To mark that, we just go and open the tag mark and we close it directly after this word. Now, if we check, we'll see that Code with Shad is marked, and it's for a reason, because it's the best channel out there. Now, the next formatting we want to learn together, guys, is the deletion. So I will be just pasting a paragraph to save some time. So we have the P paragraph, as you see, and then we have that my favorite language is, and then we have the open tag DAL, which stands for deletion or delete. Haskell. Haskell is another programming language, and we have JavaScript written here. So what we are doing is we are deleting Haskell, and my favorite language is JavaScript. If we check now, guys, let's save and check. You see that Chrome striked a line through Haskell, and that's what we want. So we can do now the same thing, but with letting the browser know that we are inserting something new instead of our deletion. So to do that, let me type it word for word now. Focus with me. We open the paragraph tag. After opening the paragraph tag, we write anything, obviously. So let's just write my favorite channel is, we have any other coding channel, and we have coding with Shad. What we want to do now, we want to delete this any other coding channel. So by deleting, I mean like we want to let Chrome strike a line through this any other coding channel, and we want to insert code with Shad. So to do that, let me just clean a bit. So what we want to do is the following. We want to first use the deletion, right? So let's take the deletion and put it there, and be sure that any other coding channel is in between. That's the first step we want to do. Now the second step we want to do, let me make it cleaner for you. So as you see, my favorite channel is, and then we have this line, we are deleting any other coding channel, and then want to be sure that we are inserting. So to insert, want to open the tag ANS, stand for inserting, and we grab the closing tag, put it after coding with Shad. Now if we save and go to the browser, you will see the difference between this example and the example before is just that when we use the insert tag, Chrome tends to underline this insertion that we've done, which is code with Shad. So focus on the sentence, coders. Your favorite channel should be code with Shad, and any other coding channel should be deleted. No, I'm just kidding. Keep any other channels. Let's grow as coders, and I will be showing you now how to make a text subscripted and superscripted. So to do that, I'm gonna open a paragraph tag. In it, I'm gonna write this is a, and then we have subscripted text. The same thing, I'm gonna copy the same paragraph and just write superscripted. So now to make this word really subscripted and the other one superscripted, we need to use the tags sub and sub. So now you know the game. You are a better coder because you are following my videos video for video. That's why you know it's easy, right? You just open the tag as usual, you write sub, you close the tag, and then you take the closing tag for sure after the word. So you want to be sure that the word that you want to subscript is in between the subscript tag. The same thing is with the sub tag, which is the superscript tag. So to do that, we want to surround this word by sub. Let's do it, guys. Now let's check it. Whoa, it looks good, man. I love the symmetry. Subscripted, superscripted, and subscribe my channel, guys, to be a better coder. HTML comments. As you see, we are starting with a blank body tag and for sure a blank page. So let's start by filling something out. I will be just grabbing H2 heading and writing in it, this is comment lecture. So we are going to learn in this video how to comment stuff in HTML. And then let me grab a random paragraph. So I will open and close the paragraph, and I will write lorem, tell you what that is. Lorem is an extension on VS Code. So download that. You just go to the extensions and you write lorem, grab it, you install it. It's called lorem ipsum, and there are another alternatives for sure, but I'm using lorem. So what this do is basically generates random text. When you want to just test stuff, you can just generate some random text by writing lorem, and it will generate the text. So now if we take a look on our website, we'll see that we have a heading and we have a paragraph. Let's assume, okay, you are a very professional developer or software engineer, or maybe not, but you just left the code for a while. So if you are looking at the code after a while, maybe you just forgot, because we are humans, you forgot what the P does really mean. So you want to document your stuff. So when you leave it for a while and then come back and look at it, you want to be able to document things. And here is the practical usage of comments. Usual software engineers use comments to document their codes. So it's better for them to understand and better for the other engineers and developers in the team to understand their code. So in HTML, let's take the case that we want to document what this P is. Let's say this is a paragraph. If we write here, this is paragraph. Okay, nice. We are documenting stuff, but if we check, it's appearing, it's rendering. So we want something that doesn't render just in the code. So to do that, you need to start by opening the tag using the exclamation mark, 2 dashes. I have my auto completion here. here in VS Code. That's why it auto-completed these 2 dashes and closing tag. So let's assume it didn't complete it. And then 2 dashes, you close it. We want to be sure that our text that we want to comment or use as a comment is in between this one. As you see, VS Code highlights the whole thing in green, which means this is a comment. Now, if you check, it's not rendered. It's not on the screen. And that's what exactly we want. Now, I will give you some tips. This comment here, you can put it anywhere. You can put it anywhere. So what I mean with that, so this comment here, you can play with it a bit. So you can basically just go and let's say we want to take these 2 words and just because it's Latin, I think, or Spain, let's just like, I don't know, make a comment inside this paragraph. We don't want this thing to render. And we basically go and grab this thing here. And let's say the next 3 words need to be translated or something else. So now if we check, our text is the same and we are able even to comment inside a tag. Now, the third thing that you can do with comments, with HTML comments, is just to stop stuff from rendering. So let's assume in our case that I don't want this heading anymore. So to do that, just grab this H2, and if you are on Mac, you click Shift Command 7, and guess what? It will do the work for you. It will surround this H2 with the specific notation of commenting. So now if we check, it's not appearing. So let me repeat what I'm doing just without this shortcut. So if you are on Windows, I will be writing in the description what to use instead of Shift Command 7. But if you are using Mac, you can just like Shift Command 7, you uncomment stuff, you check it, it's there, and then Shift Command 7, it's commented. And this is an extra shortcut and trick for you guys because I want you to be a quicker coder. So now let's uncomment it and do it the old school way. Let's just write it by hand. So let's assume we have another paragraph here, P. And since we've learned formatting, HTML formatting, if you didn't see the video, check it out. I will be using here some formatting, and specifically I will be using the bold formatting. This is bold text. So this is bold text for testing. And let's even make it better and use the italic for the word testing. Now if we check, we have this is bold text testing. Now let's do it the old school. We wanna stop this whole paragraph tag from render, from appearing on the screen. To do that, we just basically open our tag, exclamation mark, 2 dashes, VS Code in my case will continue the code. Be sure to write spaces. I grab the paragraph tag, the whole line, cut it, and paste it in between these green stuff. So it's green too. Green means commented. And now we save, we check, disappeared. We will cover HTML colors, and we will leverage different style attributes using the color names and color values to color up backgrounds, fonts, and borders. By that said, let's get started. So we will start with an empty body. In this body, let's assume we have a header 1 saying hello world and a paragraph containing a random text. So now if we look at the screen, everything will be black because it's the standard color in HTML. Now to color the background of this text, let's start by coloring the background. To do that, you open first the style attribute and you write background color and you choose the background color that you want. In our case, let's just use Dodger blue. Let's check it out. As you see, the background is blue now. Let's even style the background color of this paragraph. We'll do the same, and background color, and let's choose tomato. Now if we check tomato background color. Now what if you want to change the color of the font? So the color of the written text, instead of black, something else. So let's just copy this and be sure that we are removing the background style, keeping it empty. So now what we want to do is, instead of background color, we type color and we'll choose the color we want. Let me just choose blue for the H1 and choose red for the paragraph. You don't want to forget to set the color on red. Now as you see, we have hello world, which is the header, having the color styled red, and this paragraph being red. So let's go farther now and make a border for the whole thing. So to make a border, we do the same. So let's edit the border. To do that, you grab border and then you choose the width of the border. So let's choose like 2 pixels, and then you can choose the type of the outline of the border. So I'm gonna go with solid, which is the standard, and let's go with red as a border color. Now if we check, as you see, these hello worlds, one of them, which is the first, as you see here, is having the border colored red and having 2 pixels. The width of this border is 2 pixels. Now let's do the same for the third one, but just instead of red, let's give it another color, and let's go with Dodger blue. So to do that, let me do 4 pixels, go with solid and go for Dodger. As you see, it's thicker because it's 4 pixels instead of 2 pixels, and it's Dodger blue, and the same applies to the rest. So here's how to color the border using some simple styling. So let's go with blue. You have literally different colors, like every color that you can think about, you will find, but we'll dig deeper into that. So let me choose green here. Let's check now what we have. Masterpiece, right? So now, what if you want some more complex colors? What if you don't want to go with tomato or red, green, or Dodger blue or dark blue? What if you want something special? You have the option for that using color values. So let's grab these. HTML provide us different ways how to leverage leverage the colors using different systems. One of these is RGB colors, where we can put some values and get a color back. RGB stands for red, green, blue. So a good example of that, let's set the background color of this header, this one here. Let's set this one to blue. Guess how to do it. So to do that, let's set the red on 0, set the green on 0. Let's set the third parameter of this function, which is the blue, 255. Now the scale could be from 0 till 255. So let's check now. As you see, it's blue. Another system to style HTML colors is the hexadecimal system. The hexadecimal system is very similar to the RGB. It just looks different with the syntax. You will write the hashtag and then you will write the redness, the greenness, and the blueness color. So RR, GG, and BB. So, and it's called hexadecimal. Hexadecimals are basically the numbers from 1 till 9 and then from A till F. So by knowing that, let's go and make a hexadecimal code for green color. So we know that we can go for 0, 0. The redness is 0. The greenness, it should be the maximum. The maximum here is the F, because 0 to 9 and then you have A to F. Okay, so basically A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, and so on till F. So we go for FF, which means we want to maximize the greenness of this color, and then let's go for blue 0, 0. Now let's grab this color here, set the background color to that, and if we check it, you will see it's green. And this is the second coloring system in HTML. Now the third and final simple system of coloring is the HSL. The HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. So a good example of that, let's go for the red color. So the red color will have hue 0, saturation should be 100, lightness should be 50%. If we check now, you will see it's red. Now this is a bit complicated system, and not everyone can deal with these systems. So a good trick to use these is basically to go to Google and Google something like RGB color. And as you see, Google will give you some color pickers, as you see here. So you can go for the first one, pick the color you want. It's as easy as a Google search. Then you can grab, for example, a very weird color which doesn't have any name. This color, which is weird. So you just grab this color, and as you see, it's hash color. This is the hash, and this is the RGB. So let's grab the hash here, and let's grab the hexadecimal code, grab it here. This weird color will appear as a background in our case, as you see. And you will find online tools for every single coloring system. So don't be afraid of that. You don't need to exactly know how it works. Just go, as I've shown you, to Google, write down RGB color picker, pick the color you want, grab the code, paste it, and magic will happen. Now there is still one final thing regarding colors, which is the transparency of the color, and it's called alpha value. This alpha value comes in the RGB system after the R, G, and B. So what do I mean with that? Let's assume we want to use this dark blue color for the last heading, and we want to go with the alpha value. Alpha value is a percentage, so let's go for 50%. And as you see here, it's the same blue color, but the transparency is less here. We can go and make it less transparent by being 100%, and it will have the same color. So the standard, as you see here, the standard value without alpha takes automatically an alpha 100%. And just for the sake of being very exact, don't forget to write RGBA, and A is the alpha here. So now let's go and put it on 20%, and as you see, it's more transparent. The same applies to the HSL. So what do I mean with that? Let's copy this line, paste it, check it, it's red. Now let's make the redness transparent here. So you just go, don't forget the A, guys, HSL, A stands for alpha. Alpha is the transparency, and then put the transparency 20%. With that, you will see that the red color is more transparent now. And this is how you leverage HTML styles, color, backgrounds, fonts, and even borders. We'll learn together how to change favicon of our website. So what do I mean with that? How to change this favicon here. Now let's get started. We'll start with this empty body index.html. As you see, it's empty. That's why we are seeing nothing here when we are rendering. Let's change the title to Tate. As you see, the title is changed here. The second thing that we want to do is to change the favicon. To do that, we'll use the link tag, but instead of the rel should be icon instead of tile sheet. The type should be image/x-icon. And now we want to grab the reference. In my case, I've already prepared the image. As you see, this is the image, which will be our favicon. So to do that, we are going to call it here. So point dash, that means in this directory, and then we choose tate.png. Now if we check, as you see, the big top G Tate is our favicon. And with that, you've learned now how to use link tag and leverage it to change your favicon. will learn together HTML tables. So as you see on the screen, HTML gives us the option to create tables in a very smart way. So let's get started from zero. So to get started, we want to start with the table tag. Now in the table tag, we have usually rows. So to create a row, you just grab the tag tr, and then let's make 3 rows. So what I would do is just like to make 3 rows, I will make 3 tr tags. Now if we check, we will see nothing yet because we don't have content in it. So now in every single row, you can just like write anything here just to test. You will see that, okay, we have in a way 3 columns. They are not looking like rows. The reason is that every single row, you should put in it some columns. So for example, td, which is the table data, you can grab this and put it in it. And now you will see that, okay, it changed a bit. The same should be done here. So the data that we have should be put in the td, which is table data tag. In this case, you will see, okay, we have 3 rows. Okay, so what if you have different columns? So let's now grab a good data. For example, let's write here name. Okay, so we have name. Okay, and let's say we have 2 data sets. In the first row, we have the name is Jad, and the second one is Karim. Okay, so now we have a table. The heading is name, and then we have the first name Jad and Karim. So to make the first row special, because it's the heading, we can leverage the th tag instead of td, which is table heading. The difference is it's bold. As you see, it's more bold and it's in the middle. It's centered and bold. That's the only difference. So now to make it better, let's just add some data to the table. Starting from, let's add country and age. Let's check. Okay, so we have name, country, and age. The name's Jad, Karim. Let's fill the data. So now the country of Jad, let's say Germany, and then age 22. Then the same, we grab the same for Karim. Let's say he's from Lebanon and he's 42 years old, or let's go for 48. Now if we check the data, it's okay. So now, since we've learned in the last video the CSS, inline CSS, which is basically the styles attribute that you can leverage here inside every single tag, let's grab it, grab the border, and let's go for 1 pixel for the width of the border. Let's go for solid, so it's linear, and for it's the type of the border. And then let's go for a black color. As you see now, everything is in a square. So now what we want to do is we want to put this whole row in another box or other border. So to do that, you can copy this line and paste it to this row. Let's check now. So now let's grab this Jad and put it in a border. So to do that, let's go for this one and paste the same style. If we check now, we will see, okay, Jad is in box. Now let's do the whole thing for every single table heading or table data. Now as you see, we have this table, which is well organized, and every single data has its own border, and the whole table has its own border. Congratulations, my friend, congratulations. You've done it till this moment of the course. That means you are already from the 10% who have achieved this course and finished till now, right? Now, your next step would be to write the notes down that you got, write them down, write the concepts down. For example, how to use link tag, how to use image tag, how to use tables. And then you need to work on a project which should be a simple, very simple project. And with this project, you want to apply these concepts that you've learned here and just play around with them a bit. And this will guarantee you that you've understood these 20%, the most important 20% of the HTML. In just 30 minutes, you've done it. Great job. Keep in mind that the long path of web development always starts with this mini course. I've started back then with such a mini course, and you are starting now with this mini course. So really, congratulations, you've done a great job. Be sure to like the video. If you want help one-to-one to go to the next level in the as fast as the light, because I'm with you, then click on the link in the description and book your free call. We see if we could work together, if I could help you or not. And if you are interested to build this project that I've talked about, which is a combination of all of the concepts that are covered in this course, then click on this link and build this project with me. And keep in mind, great things need time. That's why take your time, study what you've learned today, and be sure to be subscribed to this channel. If you like my way of teaching, that means you will see the newest videos and you will be a better developer, my friend. See you in the next video.